The Hebrew Bible, Genesis, chapter 18. And the Lord appeared to him in the terebinth of Mamre, when he was sitting by the tent flap in the heat of the day. And he raised his eyes and saw, and look, 3 men were standing before him. He saw, and he ran toward them from the tent flap and bowed to the ground. And he said, My Lord, if I have found favor in your eyes, please do not go on past your servant. Let a little water be fetched, and bathe your feet, and stretch out under the tree, and let me fetch a morsel of bread, and refresh yourselves. Then you may go on, for have you not come by your servant? And they said, Do as you have spoken. And Abraham hurried to the tent to Sarah, and he said, Hurry, knead 3 seahs of choice semolina flour, and make loaves. And to the herd Abraham ran and fetched a tender and goodly calf, and gave it to the lad who hurried to prepare it. And he fetched curds and milk, and the calf that had been prepared, and he set these before them, he standing over them under the tree, and they ate. And they said to him, Where is Sarah, your wife? And he said, They're in the tent. And he said, I will surely return to you at this very season. Look, a son shall Sarah your wife have. And Sarah was listening at the tent flap which was behind him. And Abraham and Sarah were old, advanced in years. Sarah no longer had her woman's flow. And Sarah laughed inwardly, saying, After being shriveled, shall I have pleasure in my husband is old? And the Lord said to Abraham, Why is it that Sarah laughed, saying, Shall I really give birth as old as I am? Is anything beyond the Lord? In due time I will return to you at this very season, and Sarah shall have a son. And Sarah dissembled, saying, I did not laugh, for she was afraid. And he said, Yes, you did laugh. And the man arose from there and looked out over Sodom, Abraham walking along with them to see them off. And the Lord had thought, Shall I conceal from Abraham what I am about to do? For Abraham will surely be a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth will be blessed through him. For I have embraced him, so that he will charge his sons and his household after him to keep the way of the Lord, to do righteousness and justice, to the Lord might bring upon Abraham all that he spoke concerning him. And the Lord said, The outcry of Sodom and Gomorrah, how great! Their offense is very grave. Let me go down and see whether as the outcry that has come to me they have dealt destruction, and if not, I shall know. And the man turned from there and went on toward Sodom, while the Lord was still standing before Abraham. And Abraham stepped forward and said, Will you really wipe out the innocent with the guilty? Perhaps there may be 50 innocent within the city. Will you really wipe out the place, not spare it for the sake of the 50 innocent within it? Far be it from you do such thing, to put to death the innocent with the guilty, make it innocent and guilty the same. Far be it from you. Will not judge all of the earth to do justice. And the Lord said, Should I find in Sodom 50 innocent within the city, I will forgive the whole place for their sake. And Abraham spoke up and said, Here, pray, I have presumed to speak to my Lord when I am but dust and ashes. Perhaps the 50 innocent will lack 5. Would you destroy the whole city for the 5? And he said, I will not destroy if find there 45. And he spoke to him still again, and he said, Perhaps there will be found 40. And he said, I will not do it on account of the 40. And he said, Please let not my Lord be incensed, and let me speak. Perhaps there will be found 30. And he said, I will not do it if I find there 30. And he said, Here, pray, I have presumed to speak to my Lord. Perhaps there will be found 20. And he said, I will not destroy for the sake of the 20. And he said, Please let not my Lord be incensed, and let me speak of just this time. Perhaps there will be found 10. And he said, I will not destroy for the sake of the 10. And the Lord went off when he finished speaking with Abraham, and Abraham returned to his place.